So I'm here in Second Life. I have not changed yet, but I'm just gonna show you around. That's me. Hi. I'm just going to show you around my store, my workspace, and basically I'm just doing a test right now to play with the streaming and see if it's a viable alternative to the tutorial videos that I've been producing. My cat has just stepped on my keyboard. Okay, I didn't lose it. That's good. So yeah, I'm here in Second Life, and this is actually my workshop platform. I'm just going to show you around really quickly. I'm afraid I'm only wearing my skivvies right now. I haven't changed yet. I'm going to do that in a moment. So I have this is my studio where I take all my photos. I'm in a skybox that's about 1,000 meters up from the ground. Any further than that and your avatar will actually start distorting and you have issues with mesh. So that's why I'm at that height. And any lower, of course, then people can peek at me, which I don't really want them to do, especially because I'm just in here in my underwear. So this is my backdrop. This is a full permission sculpt map of all things, and the textures are mine. And what I use for a pose stand is actually the very excellent, I'm going to dip underneath the world so you can see it. I've got it hidden down here. The very excellent Photo Stand Pro from, I think it's Photo Tools is the company. So this was actually made by my friend Serenity, who is wonderful. Hi, Serenity. And it's a great little thing here because it's got this wonderful HUD, heads-up display, that I can use to control my poses. So I will show you what that HUD looks like, because this is the reason I use this system, because it's great. So you can show and hide it. You can go back and forth on the poses. I should probably put some real clothes on, but I'm sure you're all enjoying looking at my no-nos. I can turn with a lot of precision, or I can simply turn at 9-degree angles. And if I want to reset everything, just hit 0 and it will reset me back to, if I'm spinning or turning, it will reset me back to the 0 point. I haven't really played much with the spin option, but this gives you a bit more finesse over where exactly you want to start and stop your turning. So it's a bit about how I take my photos. My backdrop is scripted with a script I actually wrote myself, and it simply gives me a pop-up to change between a couple of different colors here. So I have just a couple of different very basic backdrops that I've been using. And a bit more information about my outfit. As you can see, I'm only wearing underwear, but I am actually wearing Slink products from head to toe. I do not have the current update. I'm still on the last, I think it was the February or March version of the Slink physique, hands, feet, etc. I'm also wearing Slink Visage for my face. This is the mesh head that I wear predominantly. I enjoy this mesh head better than others because it looks the most like my original avatar, and it actually looks a little bit like me in real life. I found the other mesh heads are, like, I also own quite a few others. I find that they're very, very beautiful, but they're not really me. They don't feel me in the same way that this Slink Visage, this is Emma, the way that she does. So that's a bit about my, my workspace and my studio. I have a whole bunch of demos thrown out around here because I've been working on some skin and fingernail updates. So I've got my little Slink demo mesh set up, and I also have dropped the Maitreya Lara body out into the world for testing purposes. I also have this great little thing. If you are like me and you design a lot of appliers, you'll find that you end up needing to get the UUID, which is the string of numbers which calls up the texture. You find that you need to get those all the time. So what this item does is, if you go into the content, you drop all your textures in there, and then you simply click, and it starts telling you the UUIDs. Now, don't save these and use these, please. In fact, maybe I shouldn't have clicked that. Anyway, So that's how that device works. That's from Slutware by Lexi. You can get it in the marketplace. It's very affordable, and it also gives you a preview of each image as it's going around. So I'm just going to change now, and then I'm going to show you around my in-world store, and I will show you some of the features there. Sorry, it's not a store, but an in-world gallery type thing. I'm just going to take a look and see if anybody's joined us yet. There's 3 people watching. Hello! If you want to say anything in the chat, please feel free. Like I said, this is just a quick little test. I'm seeing if this is a viable way for me to run tutorials in the future. I have a couple of tutorials on my YouTube channel, and I have found that I've been sinking about 10 hours into editing, sourcing music, and filming them. So if this is something that people actually prefer, it's far easier for me, and hopefully I can produce more tutorials for you. And if you have any ideas on what you'd like to see, I'm sure there'll be more interest in Omega and applier systems and mesh bodies, then please let me know in the chat. I'm keeping an eye on it in my other window here. So I'm just going to throw something on here. So one of the things I love about the Slink body is, I'm going to detach my photo stand HUD here, is you get a million controls in this alpha HUD. It's pretty incredible. So I've got lots of different options for layering appliers or for masking the body for mesh clothes. Typically what I wear if I'm going to go run around the world is a combination of both appliers and mesh clothing. I primarily make appliers as a designer, so I have a lot of them in my inventory that I've created. But I mean, appliers don't work for everything. They're not good for sweaters, they're not good for dresses, they're not good for things that are a little bulkier because appliers are very slim and fitting to the body. What they are good for is leggings, and leggings are basically my go-to uniform in real life. So I own a lot of them, and I have created a lot of them. So I'm just going to throw some leggings on here. As you can see, my inventory is very well organized when it is my own products, because I need to be able to find things to update, to sell, etc. But when it comes to other people's stuff, I'm slowly trying to get more organized. Alright, some leggings. I'm just going to put on some navy blue leggings. So if you've purchased an applier from me before, or an outfit from me before, you may notice that it comes with a million options. So there's the system layers down here, and then you may have, like this has a fitted mesh skirt panel that comes with it as well. And then there's a bunch of different appliers. So if you see TMP, that means the mesh project. I couldn't fit that in the name, and that is only for if you own a mesh project body. I usually include 2 different Omega appliers, and usually one of them is labeled materials, and one of them may just be labeled Omega or Omega Classic. And I simply do that because sometimes the bodies can be glitchy with the materials option. So if you're finding that you're having a problem with an Omega materials HUD and it's not applying, try the classic one. And I'm wearing Slink, and Slink is now Omega compatible, but I don't have the update yet. I might do that in a tutorial. So I'm just going to wear my Slink heads-up display. And I'm checking, and there's still 3 people watching, so that's great. I'm glad that I hope you're getting something out of this. I have no script and I have no plan, so like I said, this is just a test. So I'm going to wear the leggings themselves. On all of my heads-up displays, I have images so that you can see exactly what you're trying to apply. I haven't seen anybody else do this. It's actually an insane amount of work, and it keeps me spending a lot of time in Photoshop designing and making appliers, but I think that it's beneficial and useful. I've also started to include a preview image in with all of my products, because I found for myself, when I buy things from other people, I love it when I can just double-click and see what it is, rather than have to hunt through my inventory, wear the item, and then see, oh yeah, that's what I wanted. So I'm going to wear my leggings, and I'm going to wear them on my clothing layer. So I'm just going to pick clothing. I just tapped it. There we go. Now I'm wearing them. As you can see, Slink does support materials, so there's a little bit of depth to this, and you can see a bit more detail. What I love about appliers on a mesh body, as opposed to the system layers on a default classic avatar, is I can actually introduce more materials, lighting effects, and so on, and it's also quite a bit more detailed because I can use textures that are higher resolution as well. And I'm going to step off my post stand so that I can just wander around. So I'm partially dressed. I've got some nice leggings on, and I'm still wearing just a bra. So I think it's time for me to put a shirt on, especially if I'm going to go wander around the world. So this is a sweater I picked up from Muka. This actually came from the anyBODY event, which I might check out in a moment and show you around. And they have a fitted mesh for slink physique, and that means that I shouldn't necessarily have to wear any alphas. It should just work, theoretically. Now, that's not necessarily always true with fitted mesh. Sometimes they may say that they are fit mesh for a specific body, and you may still need to wear an alpha. And that doesn't mean that the creator made a mistake or is a bad creator or it didn't fit it properly. That simply means that they made some weighting and rigging decisions to make the outfit look a little more natural. So you may still need to wear an alpha, may need to control your alpha with your mesh body's heads-up display. Now, it's taking its sweet time to show up, and I'm assuming that's because I'm Second Lifing on a weekend, and as you know, Second Life is a little glitchy during the weekend. So let's just see if that's going to show up. In the meantime, I'm going to poke around. There's 2 people watching, 1 person left. Goodbye. I hope you got something of value. Okay, so my sweater never showed up. Thank you, Second Life. You're such a joy on the weekends. So, yeah, okay. So I right-clicked and edited on it in my inventory. Sometimes that forces a load of mesh items. If you're ever having a problem with something resing, sometimes that fixes it, and it especially fixes it on a mesh body. But as you can see, when I click at it, I'm basically just getting a big sphere around me, which means the mesh itself is not loading off of the assets server. So it may be a couple minutes before that shows up on me. However, I'm not completely nude, so I think that it's okay for me to go around the world. So I'm just going to take you through my little in-world gallery for a moment. And just a housekeeping note, I am using Firestorm. I am not using the default Second Life viewer. If you're not using a third-party viewer, I highly recommend it. I've discovered that the default viewer is very challenging to use. It's kind of geared towards people who don't necessarily build or create things in world, and it can be frustrating for people like me who want a little bit more advanced options. Firestorm does have a lot of stuff going on with it that may be overwhelming at first, but will help you in your Second Life. So I'm actually going to zoom out so that I can see things. So if you're in a small space like this, and this is my in-world gallery, which you're welcome to come visit. If you just search Alaska Metro in world, you'll see it. However, due to my camera view, I don't really see much here, so I'm going to fix that. And this is my shopping tip of the stream is if you hit, I'm on a Mac, so Command 9, I will zoom way out. And this is how I typically navigate a large event, is I make sure that my camera is as far out possible as it can be. So this is my, my in-world gallery. So this is just a little space that I have to have an in-world presence and to say hello to people. And I'm just checking. I still have 3 people watching. As always, you're welcome to send something in the chat, especially if there's something you'd like me to cover. So I have a couple of things going on here that are kind of fun. There's a gacha. And this gacha is for nail pliers. These nail pliers will work for Slink and Omega. They do not work on Maitreya, Lara. Please don't buy them if you're expecting them to work on Lara. They would need an update to do that. This is an older gacha, and I'm actually going to replace it soon. So if you want to come here and play it, it's going to be discontinued probably within a couple of weeks. And it's only 3 lindens per pull, so you can't really lose. I also have a board where you can see the various events that I'm signed up for. I'm currently signed up for SAD November, which starts November 1st, and I am in the current round of anyBODY, which I will zip over to in a moment to show you. I have a featured item and promotion area, and currently what I have here is I have a free gift for people who like me on Facebook. So the URL for that is facebook.com/AlaskaMetro. And then what you do is you just click Special Promotions. And when you click the Special Promotions tab, there'll be a secret code. And then you just enter the secret code. And thank you for watching, so I will give you the secret code. It's just OMG shoes, as in, oh my god, shoes. So what you do for your secret code is you type it in into the chat with a 33 in front of it. So /33, and then all in capitals, this is important, no spaces, OMG shoes, and hit enter. Guess what? I just got my Facebook gift. So the Facebook gift of this month, it changes every month, is a pair of shoes in purple, and these will work for Beliza, all the Beliza bodies, Venus, Isis, and Freya. It will also work for Maitreya Lara. It will work with the Mesh Project Ouch feet only, and it will work with Slink High feet. So you have lots of options there. And if you want to drop in and bother me while I'm here, I am at the Alaska Metro in-world office. So this is just where I hang out and have a couple of goodies for people to look at. I have a delivery terminal, which I'll show you in a moment. And you can get there just by searching Alaska Metro in the search bar. I don't love Firestorm's search, but this will give you an idea. It's right here. It's the first hit if you just type in Alaska Metro, no spaces. The other thing I wanted to show you is I do have a redelivery terminal. So if you've ever purchased anything from me, even on the marketplace, you can get a new copy. And this is kind of important to do because I frequently update products. I often add new appliers. I often add new materials and support and items that you might want to get. In fact, if you bought those Sutra shoes, those heels that are the current gift in a long time ago, when it was still a sculpt thing for classic avatars, if you click on this, you can actually get the new copy in mesh for mesh bodies, so it's definitely worth doing. So the way that the Caspervend redelivery terminal works is you just click it, and it will pop up a window, and you click Go to Page, and this will take you to a web page that will show you all of your previous purchases, both from my store and anyone else with the Caspervend system. This is awesome. I also have a note, and I apologize for this, that that the video stream may be kind of glitchy right now. YouTube has informed me that it's not doing so well, so it's probably my internet connection. My husband is next to me streaming music and playing around, so we're both on the internet doing pretty intensive things here. If you click Go to Page, this will take you to all of your purchases. Unfortunately, I'm streaming only this Firestorm window, so that won't really that won't really show you anything right now. I also have a whole bunch of messages to clear out here. Goodbye. So that's my in-world store. Please feel free to drop in. You can get that that featured item, the purple shoes, until the end of November. And again, the code is just OMG shoes, all capitals. And you can come play the gacha, and if you've ever purchased anything from me in the past and you need a new copy, especially if your applier stops working, sometimes a fresh copy will help, just come here and hit up the redelivery terminal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to show you around anyBODY, which is an event that I'm currently at. And I really had a great time setting up my store for this event. I really love decorating. When I'm in an in-world event and have a pop-up shop, I really like doing a different theme for every one of them, and I get a real kick out of doing like custom displays and things. And anyBODY is a great event if you own a mesh body, because it is designed for people who love mesh bodies and want to use their appliers. I do not want to join the group. I'm already in the group. Go away. So folk who use appliers, there's shoes here. There are fitted mesh for specific mesh bodies here. There's clothes, there's makeup, there's tons of stuff, and it's a little slow to load up because again, Second Life on the weekend, I've got a lot of stuff running here. So as you can see, there are lots and lots of designers to choose from. So at anyBODY, every designer here has at least one exclusive, so you can't get it in world yet. And if you want to shop for a mesh body, there's actually quite a few folks set up here. So you can take a look at the different mesh bodies out there, maybe pick up some demos and try them out. I want to show you this brand because this is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but Isteni. This is the old band system. Isteni purchased the rights to the old band bodies and band booties, so if you previously owned band, you can actually get the update from Isteni now. The brand has changed. I own the band booty. I do not own the body, so I can't talk about I don't know if you can hear my cat in the background there, but she's letting herself be known. But yeah, there's lots of mesh things to try out here, and bodies and so on are represented at this event. So lots of stores. Let's just take a quick look at mine, assuming it will load. But I highly recommend that you come visit the anyBODY event. Check it out. Come and be prepared to spend lots of lindens. There's lots of stuff here. The current round has a lot of lingerie, bodysuits, leggings, makeup, some Halloween themes. And I'm just going to head to my store. My store's in the corner. I actually look for the big, bright, and colorful Cynical store because it's very distinctive. I also wanted to point out the this I think Tink has a beautiful display. I just love how they've decorated this store. It is so gorgeous and cute and fun. So if you need an adorable tattoo, I think they're your go-to. Alright, I'm in front of my store and it's taking its sweet time to load up. My cat is about to walk on the keyboard again and talk to everybody. So this is my booth for this round of anyBODY. I have a Step into Fall theme. I'm selling basically like fall basics and shoes. At the anyBODY event, there is a panel in front of each store to inform you like which mesh bodies that they design for. So I do Mesh Project, Slink, and Omega. All my products come with all three systems. Everything at Omega offers pliers for at least one of these mesh systems, and my cat is stepping on the keyboard again. Happily, she hasn't canceled the stream. Alright, so here's my store. I have kind of like a chalkboard and rustic wood and leaf skeleton theme. I had a great time coming up with the textures for this. It was a lot of fun. Oops, camera's flipping out. I blame the kitty. Yeah, my cat reset my camera on me by jumping on my keyboard. So I have a bunch of shoes here. So these are sandals with a platform layer on them. Everything here in terms of shoes is 100 lindens. Everything has multiple color options, and some things also offer a texture changing heads-up display, so it's really good value. So this round's exclusives are a set of tights. They can also be worn as leggings without the feet. And I also have some knit gloves, and these are both a plier items. They're not mesh, but they will fit on your mesh body. So these tights are they're crochet. They cover the feet. They cover the it's got a reinforced gusset, so they're kind of PG. You won't get people peering up your skirt if that's a problem. If you're like me and typically wander around in your underwear, then you're fine. And the gloves are optimized for Slink mesh hands, but I tried them out on a bunch of other mesh bodies. They look pretty good. And both items have materials. They're both high quality texturing, and they're both, I'm sounding like an advertisement, but you should come check out my store. The crochet tights are only 25 lindens a set, and the fingerless gloves are only 15 lindens a set, so they're nice and affordable. And the shoes, I love how these shoes turned out. So this is my first original mesh product, and this is a revamp of an older set of shoes that I had that were ombre. So I've got a texture changing HUD that goes in between a couple of different colors of them. And these are also only 100 lindens, but you're getting 3 colors, so it's, again, great value. And I am a registered developer for Beliza, Maitreya, Slink, and the Mesh Project for shoes. Actually, Belize I'm not, but I managed to fit them anyway. So yeah, come visit my store. I had a lot of fun setting this up. I really enjoyed putting this together for you, and I did not enjoy making these crochet leggings because they seam matching them across the edges took me forever, and it took several tries. But okay, so that's my my anyBODY store. And I just realized that despite the fitted mesh, you can totally see through my shirt. And you can see my bra. That's why I typically wear a bra. So if you came to my stream to watch me be partially nude, goal accomplished, I suppose. Ah, my camera's resetting. Anyway, it looks like it's a really good time to shop at this event right now. So if you want to shop the anyBODY event, just search anyBODY. Again, I'm using Firestorm, so your thing may not show the same way. And it's actually the second hit where it says flareforevents.wix.com. And that's your teleport link there. And yeah, if you have a mesh body, or if, I mean, most things here also come with system layers if you still have a classic avatar. I think the default, what most designers do is if they create appliers like I do, there's also system layers in there. I'm assuming that you own a mesh body, because once you do it, it's hard to go back, I found. And again, I'm a Slink Physique user typically. I also own Maitreya, Lara. I also own Beliza. I think my second favorite body is Beliza, but they're all lovely. I also own Eve, which is a really good option if you don't want to spend a ton of lindens, because Eve has great value. You actually get 2 bodies for a really affordable price with Eve. And I also own the Mesh Project. And I think there's a couple others that I forgot, because I do tend to collect these things, both for testing purposes and for wearing purposes. So I think I'm going to turn my stream off now, but I did want to show you around, to show you my booth, to show you my in-world gallery, to tell you a bit about my pliers, and I hope I didn't come off as too advertising. I did want to do more of a tutorial type feel, and thank you for watching.